Hello, everyone. Today I'm going to be discussing about tmux on Red Hat Enterprise Linux 9. And the discussion about tmux, tmux stands for Terminal Multiplexer. Prior to tmux, you might have been using the no hub or a screen, and they all allow you a multiplexer terminal emulator for sessions that you can remotely log into a server through SSH. And then when you leave your office, then you can go back home or log in again the next day on the office, and your session is not terminated. Even if you log out from the shell bash and other ones, or your computer logs out, but your session is on the server side is still up and running. And so I'm going to show you, if you have a server, you connect to it, how you do that. And let's just get started. So assume that you're running a Red Hat Enterprise Linux server, and then I'm going to just open a terminal here. Opening a terminal, I'm going to size it also. Shift Control Plus is going to allow me to size it bigger with the fonts. So I'm going to just make it a little bit more bigger so you can easily read everything here. So if I say cat etc red hat dash release, it tells me that I'm running Red Hat Enterprise Linux 9. Since I'm running Red Hat Enterprise Linux 9, I could do that one in every operating system that supports terminal multiplexer, which is tmux. So if you type in tmux, it just says tmux is already installed on the system. Which tmux is telling you that tmux is installed. Since I'm running Red Hat, I could use yum or I could use DNF. Either one of them I could do check on the packages, and I also could check on RPM. So for example, Red Hat Package Manager QA, and then grep minus I tmux, and it will show the process of the tmux that is right here. The not the process, the package. So whenever you do this one, you can also look for RPM minus Q list, and then get this query as the argument, and then just run this one. Say do a query on the give me a long listing of that package, and it tells you that user bin is there, and then all the other ones, the conf file and everything related to it, you can get that one. If it is more, obviously you can do a grep with bin, and then just right here, grep minus I bin, you will see that it just tmux/bin, which is also reveals from user bin. So if you do file on user bin tmux, you could see that it is an executable link format. In addition, you can do a yum search tmux to search if it is not installed, what binary you have to install. Or instead of yum, you could do DNF. Obviously, there's a lot of command with this one. So DNF, for example, info tmux will give you package information. You can replace DNF to yum. It will still work, but yum is gonna go deprecated at some point. So try start using DNF. At this time, you can see that the tmux is there, and the source is actually RPM, Red Hat Package Manager. So that RPM that was there, we could have checked it with RPM or yum or DNF. Now you know that tmux is installed on your machine. How do you use it? As you saw that one on this machine, if I say cat etc os-release, I get the detail of the operating systems that's saying that it's Red Hat Linux 9.2, 9.3 Flow is the code name, and all the details are here. So let's use tmux for the first time. For the first time, when you're just other corporate, let's say this is my corporate server, and I just need to run tmux with some commands. The way I do it, I just say tmux. If I just type in tmux by itself, it is just opening a window, a session of 0 with a window of 0, and the command that I have the name for it is bash. So at this time, if I do control, I could run any command here, and then just get out or clear screen, df dash clear screen, df dash h. I could run like every other, just this is just one terminal. But the last command that I run on this session, let's say I run top, and then I just come back to it, I have to do a control B and then D for detach. Control B meaning that the prefix is control B and then whatever command you want to do to attach or detach this or create a session or something. So at this time, I just detached it in order for me to see that if I'm running a terminal multiplexer already that I could attach to it, I could run tmux ls. Tmux ls is going to show me the window that I just a session on window 1 and then that one that I can attach. So if I say tmux a for attach, I did a D, and when I was inside, control B first and then D to detach, and then tmux a will attach me back to that one. So now I'm here, I could do a exit, and if I just say exit out of it completely, it's gonna exit out of that session. Notice the yellow color is just a little bit not good, so I'm not gonna allow that color to be just bothering me. So I'm going to just come in here and just change it to like kind of darkish color, darkish green. So like that is good enough. And then I just go here. Now if I run tmux again, and then this time if I say ls, that is not there anymore, right? So I could say tmux again and it just does it, even though the color is still a little bit light, but it's not as bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna just try to open another, while I'm here, I could open another session. And so the way you could open another pane inside this window that is named bash, and then the session is 0, I could open a pane. To open a pane, you could press Control B and then percentage to just open it vertically. And if you want another one horizontally next to this one, below that one, not next to it, you could do Control B and then Shift double quote. That is gonna add it horizontally. And if I just wanna do another one vertically next to this one, Control B, Shift percentage. So percentage give you the vertically, and then Control Shift double quote give you horizontally. If I don't need this window, I just type in exit. I mean, if I don't need that pane, and then I exit. If I don't need this one, I exit. If I don't need this one, I exit. Now, if I want to just open horizontally, let's say I run top here, and then I say, yeah, but I just don't want to do that one. I want to run top on the top, and then I could do Control B, and then Shift double quote and open this. And then I run each top on this one. So if I like to keep one of them, the top with the yellow highlighted is not good. I could do for the moment, I could do Control B and then detach and then clear my screen and say tmux ls. Notice that it is there. I could type in tmux a or tmux attach or the word attach or just att, it will attach me back. Control B, detach, and then I'm still there. So tmux ls, it's still there. So tmux. Now, if I want to connect to this session, if I had multiple windows, then also multiple session, I could say tmux attach -t for target and 0 for the target name. Now I'm going to be attached there as well. Let's just open another session here, clear screen. So I'm inside, sorry, I'm inside this one. If I just want to open another one, first I want to do Control D and then detach, Control B, detach. I'm going to clear my screen here, and I just highlight. This highlight shows here green. That is good. So the option with the coloring, maybe for the preferences, wherever is the highlight, this one for bold color, I'm gonna change that one to also like a light green. And so the top command would show correctly, tmux ls. And now if I say tmux attach, then I attach it, and then the top is still having the font or the white color that is not clear that much on a white background. I could have changed the background to do a different colors, and then text has to be, if I make it darker, the text from black has to be white color. So I could do that one. But that's not the subject of this topic. I'm going to discuss the bash first. I mean the tmux first. Let's do that one. So here I say tmux ls. I am inside there, but that window, but I could do Control B and detach, and then say tmux ls. I have this session open. So let's do a couple of things here. This is my corporate account. Let's open one more session of tmux, new, and then I could say dash session name. I could say Python. Doesn't matter what you type in. I could call it a Python or shell script or bash or whatever. Now you see that tmux Python is created here. So then if I just want to add to it, I could do another one, say Control B and then C. Now I just added a session of bash here. And then if I want to just within this one, I want to open another horizontal pan. So what I do, Control B and then Shift plus. I mean Shift double quote. That would give me this. So then here I could say in the bash, I could say while true, and then I say do, and say date, sleep 1 second, and done. So I'm just keep pressing, typing the date command and sleep 1 second, and then just give you the timestamp based on 1 second delay. So this information is running, and then I say here I'm going to get to this window. In order to get this window, you have to do Control B and then up arrow. Now I'm on this window. So you can go up and down by up arrows and down once you do Control B and then up and down. And then if you want to go to left and right, you do the same thing. So let me just open another one to the right of this one. So in order to do that one, Control B, and then I'm going to do Shift ampersand. Not ampersand, sorry, percentage. Percentage is the one that it gives you the one with the vertical. So now I have this one. If I run here, say, run the calendar command, for example, here I'm going to come back on this window, and then I want to run a Python code here. So how do I get here back? I go Control B and then right arrow. Now I'm on here, Python -v. I know Python is there. Sorry, exit out of here. Python dash uppercase V. It says Python 11 is running. So I say Python, and it will get me to Python -11. Now, if I want to just get rid of this window, I can get rid of it, I don't need it, I could just expand this Python, or I could just move it to a little bit more to the right. How do I do that? I say Control B, and then Control, and then the arrow. The more I press, it's gonna move it. If I wanna shrink it, you say Control B, and then this to the left, Control left arrow. And if I just wanna increase it, Control B, right arrow to the right. And if I wanted Control B to the bigger, I could do that one. At some point, the other window has to stop. So Control B, go up, you can size it. So you get the idea. Now, if I say Control B and then this one to the right, and then this command, I go Control B, and then I could also say a right arrow and then clear screen. Clear screen, I can't see anything there. So CD, and then I say exit, close it out, and just stay here on Python. So these two windows, I want to show you those two windows, what I'm going to do here. One is running the date and timestamp, and then the other one is I'm going to run a for statement on the Python. So let's do for num and range of 1 million. In order to write 1 million clearly, you put underscore here. Python understand that you mean a comma. They're like 1 million 6-digit number, and then say for, and then say, let's say print f of the string. We're gonna put the string say num to the power of num. Wow, that's gonna be so huge, right? So huge with and that number, we will run out of space on memory. So to print all the numbers that are that huge. So let's just do it, and I'm not gonna be. Let's just multiply. That's easier. That number is not that big. So any number times that. 1 million times 1 million. So we're gonna print that number, but it's gonna be in the range, so it's gonna run out for a little bit. So when we do this one, sorry, right here is bracket. I'm gonna do that, and then now the numbers keep incrementing, growing. And then what I wanna do is, at this time, I say Control B, and then detach. Now clear screen, now tmux ls, it is there, tmux minus attach minus session, and then I want to attach to session 0. Sorry, minus target 0. So that target 0 doesn't mean anything. I'm going to exit out of this one and say tmax ls, and then tmax minus attach minus target Python. And now I could see that Python script also ended right here, but the sleep command keep increasing, as you can see the time here. So let's do the for statement here. And instead of this, I'm gonna say maybe 100,000. And then instead of this, I'm gonna say print, and then I'm going to say num to the power of num. That would be really huge. So, wow, it already exceeds the limit on integer and exceeding. So that is something that we could exit out of this and then clear screen. And I'm gonna go to my programs. I'm gonna say shells. So here I have a script called cat my echo.sh. So this one is basically, if I just resize this other window, Control B, and then go down, and you can see here on this script basically more my echo.sh. This script is basically displaying any thing that you enter on the screen. So dot my echo.sh is going to say, please enter anything to echo back or quit to exit. So I'm going to say this is a test and say hello. Hi, what is today's date? Whatever you type in, it will just write the echo back, right? At one point, if you just type in quit, it will exit out of the program. But let's say you run this program and then you say testing, and then you just don't want to type anything till later on, and then you come back and just give some input at some other point. So all of this, control B, and then up arrow this one. So now this command is running, this command is running. I'm gonna do control B, detach. Clear screen and tmux ls. Notice that this command is up and running. So if I just this is a server. I don't have to exit out of this server because server is always up and running. But even if your session closes, this ID dash uname is going to do the login to this session every time that you log in to as the user that you are running the tmux ls or that profile, you will be able to connect to that session. So let me show you from another machine. Let's say you're on another machine, you left the office, which was your server, and you want to come into a machine that is at your home. So let me just first prove that this is a different machine. This is a Linux Ubuntu. So I'm going to log into that one first. And then if I type in host name here, you can see MyWebUniversity. If I say cat edc lsb-release, then it shows that it's Ubuntu 22.04. Okay, so in order for me to just know what is the corporate machine name, I have to have either a DNS name or IP address. Since it's a local VM on, I'm assuming this is my corporate office that I run tmux ls, and then I could say, well, give me IP address of that one. So you can see that when you do IP8 and then grep -I inet, you have a bunch of IPs, but the one that you want to do is the one that is tied to this interface name. So when I say IP address show, you can see that this is the host interface that I'm connected that has that IP address. So I could also say IP address show enp0s3, and then that would give me exactly the one that I'm looking at. And if I want to just get that one on the IP address, I could say grep -I inet, and then that is giving me more specific. And then if I want, you could say head -1, and if it's just the one that you want. And then if you want only the IP address here, obviously, even with this one, you could say awk, and then print $2, and then $2 is there, but $2 is going to give you more than just the slash. Then you have to say cut -d. I'm just showing you more on these examples so you understand how to look for whatever you want. -field1, that would give you the IP address there. So that's the IP address is 203.192.64.254. So if I go back to the Linux machine here and say, okay, get me to the IP address, I need to SSH to that server. And then the server that I'm SSHing here, I need to know what user I'm logged on as. I'm running Wahid as the user, right? So since I'm running as Wahid, I need to log into that server on this machine, say Wahid at 192.168.254.203. Now it's gonna prompt me for my password. And I'm logged on that server. How do I know I'm on that server? Cat EDC Red Hat dash release, and you will see that it is the same one. Okay, so clear screen. Since I'm on that server now, and ID-UN, it still says Wahid. If I say pwd, print working directory, ls is the list of commands, but I need to know tmux ls. And that one just tells me that I'm running a Python session with a window 2, and then I need to connect to that one. So now I'm going to connect to that one, say tmux attach. Since that is the only name that is current, it's going to attach to that one. And then notice that testing is still there. If I say Wahid here, or this is Linux tmux session. Whatever I type in there, it will type it in for me. When I type quit, it's gonna quit. I run htop here, it's gonna just open htop there. And then I come back here. This session, I say, yeah, I got the timestamp. Let's Control B and go down. And then right here, I could say Control C, because I was doing a while true. While true will always be true. So I had to exit out. Now, if I run top here, you can see that because of the background is darker, it looks nicer here with text information. So now you have a session open on this one. You don't have to connect to this session using a Linux Ubuntu. You can even do it from a Windows command prompt. So right here, if I just open a command prompt on Windows, as you can see here, I'm on Windows, system info, find /i, OS name, you can see I'm running a Microsoft Windows 11 Professional Edition, right? So what I do here, say it's a search Wahid at the same IP address, 192.168.254.203. Notice the background images when I log in there, the graphic is a little bit different because depending on whether you're using a X session or GNOME or KDE or whatever. So here I just logged in. If I say uname-a, and if I say who am I, you can see that I'm coming remotely from this IP address. But if I say IPA and then grep minus IPA show ENP0S3, you can see that that's server has this IP address. So here, if I say tmux ls, again, it shows that one. I say tmux dash attach dash target is Python. Now I'm attaching that one. But notice the graphic is a little bit different than GNOME or the one that was open on Linux Ubuntu, but you get the idea that how you can attach and detach from those sessions. But for some reason, if you detach it, then obviously that session will not be up and running. So let's say I go back here on the corporate server. I say I'm done with everything. I'm gonna close the session here. So clear screen here, I say tmux ls, and it says tmux dash and just attach could be sufficient enough. And I say quit here, and then exit out of this, quit here, and exit out of this. Now exit out of this session. Now no longer running tmux. If I just go to other session, since I'm not running here on this host name, and then cat edc Red Hat dash release, there's no tmux ls. So I'm not running it. These other ones are not going to have a session available anymore. You see that? It is saying that it exited. So if I say tmux ls, you see no servers running. Same thing with the Windows. It exits and I say tmux ls, it's no session. But if I start here tmux and say my new, and then say dash session, let's call it whatever that we call it, GCC. And then now I have the GCC here. I say control D and then say shift plus. And here I say GCC dash dash version. And then on the top, I want to run G plus plus dash version. So in order to do that one, let's see, and GCC dash version. It did not prompt that one. Dash V uppercase. No. Dash V. Okay, dash V. It's just a little bit too much information here. Similarly, when you do the GCC, on the top, shift control B up arrow and then say G dash V, it will give you all that information there. But I want to do a pipe more so you can see that the information is a lot more than one screen here. Again, if you just now go on this session, say tmux ls, it is the window GCC is open. So now I could say tmux attach, and then I'll get to that session. Similarly, on the graphical interface here, clear screen on the actual server side, tmux ls, and it's tmux dash target, and then that attach and dash target GCC. It will attach there. And if I'm done with it, I exit out. Now and do tmux ls. It is gone. Clear screen. So here, these two other ones will also be, and they exited out. So I'm done with this one. I'm done with this one, and I go back to the Linux Ubuntu, and then that one is also done. So you can see that it's not attached. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to just end the video here, but please join our channel and watch these videos and enjoy it and learn from it, and share it with your friends and loved ones, with your family members, so they can learn and do best on their jobs and wherever they work for or at the school. So these are videos. There's a lot of them. If you go to videos, there's more than thousands of videos, 1,200 videos, and then you will see a lot of them on different topics under the computer science related topics. Okay, enjoy it, have a fun, God bless you all. Love and peace to you all.